Good Wednesday morning. Well, I got a crackly voice this morning. Haven't talked much, but I guess to get it warmed up talking, right? But hey, what is this? This is Ice Age TV. Yeah, my throat is really like dry this morning. What the heck's going on with that? So,
Do you have a sore throat?
no sore throat. Just got to get talking because it's just I've been talking. This is the interesting part. I haven't said much. Hey, what's with the EVH? Why the heck do you have an EVH license tag when you got an Ice Age freaking YouTube channel? What is that all about? Well, there's actually a lot about that. There's the kid with the noise. It's all about the pipe and the noise. Yeah, so EVH, Ice Age, right? And here's the dogs. Oh, I love it. They're all up there near the front of the property. So another beautiful fall day here in the Virginia, Maryland, DC area. Just beautiful. Nice weather. Is the kid gonna run me over? Possibly. Yeah, what's that laying on the ground over there? Huh, maybe need an exhaust system? Yeah. Sell it to you cheap. All right, so what's going on today? Come on, pups. Get on in. What is the theme of today's conversation? What do we talk about? You know, this morning I woke up and I thought to myself, fairness. What's fair? I thought to myself this morning, wow, look at this car right here. Oh, there's the kid showing off. Got to get this thing out of the garage. One of my guys that works for me to get his car in the garage. All right, hold on here. All right, first thing I got to do is start this bad boy up. Come on, listen to this power. Wowster, right? Wowster. Who wouldn't want to get in this car today? Yeah, what's fair? Yeah, Mr. Iceman, what's fair? You should be letting me drive your cars and sit too much. Well, they don't actually. Pretty much all these cars got miles on them. So you may think they sit, but they don't. Yeah. I can hear my kid down the road in that Mustang. That kid even wants that exhaust to even be louder. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I hear the kid. I hear the kid's car. What is it about the exhaust? What is it about us humans that just love the exhaust note? What's that all about? Can anybody tell me that? As I get my office door here open and get the day go up. Yeah, sure did. All right, come on. Let's get upstairs here and start the morning conversation. Yeah, and let's get the pups in their usual seating positions, right? Oh my goodness gracious. So, what are we talking about today? You know, once again, my goal lately has been no real news. I'm not watching the news. And you know why? I'm just trying to think about things. And then that's the thing, the news just clutters your information to a degree. But anyways, here's my thought. You know, my security system thing here. Gotta get that back up. There it is. So, anyways, I got to thinking to myself this morning, what I actually was thinking about is taxes. I was thinking about motor fuel taxes. And I was thinking, do I want to have the theme today of taxes? You know, that's just so broad. But I got to think to myself, I think that fairness, the definition of fairness, you know, it's where we all kind of try to treat each other equally. And I got to think to myself, boy, oh boy, more than ever in our today's society, what's the underlying message that's going on right now? And I thought to myself, it's fairness. If you think about it, if you think about what the social media is about, you know, what's socialism about? I mean, you know, yeah, what you think it's about? Yeah, fairness. Yeah, right. So I got to think to myself, really what spurred the thought was more about cars. Because I know some of you watch my channel, and I can see it by the reviews. You know, my morning conversations don't get a lot of views, but I don't care. I make a great living I've been blessed. And I know many other people have been blessed too. And so this YouTube channel, it's all about me having fun. And because I do have people ask me a lot, like, how much money you make on YouTube? Like, nothing, goose egg. I said, I don't care. I just like talking, and I like sharing ideas. And hopefully some out there enjoy it. And that's what kind of keeps me going. If everybody was getting no views and nobody commented, then yeah, probably eventually be like, yeah, what a waste of time. But for me, I just like to share information and share ideas. So here, and once again, it's information. A lot of people don't know this stuff. So I've got to think to myself, wow, an electric car versus a gas car, how is that fair? And realistically, the gas car isn't being treated fairly anymore. And well, how do you back that up, Mr. Iceman? Well, I can back it up a lot of ways. First thing is, when you go buy a gas car, and like that car I just pulled out of the garage, that badass Hellcat red-eye Charger, that vehicle there had a gas guzzler tax on it. And the reason it has a gas guzzler tax is because the governing bodies have made rules and guidelines that as the years progress, the automotive manufacturers have to have a fleet of vehicles that basically have a standard of an X amount of fuel mileage rating. So that vehicle there is a four-door car. And that vehicle is so close to not having to be a gas guzzler, meaning the guidelines could have changed from like 2, 3, 4 years ago, but the guidelines used to be if that vehicle got 18 miles per gallon or more combined highway and city, it wouldn't have a gas guzzler tax. Well, that car is rated at 17 miles per gallon. So it doesn't pass the EPA guidelines, so it pays a gas. That car was like a $2,000 or $2,300 gas guzzler tax on the price of the vehicle, which you can't discount that. That's for sure. The GT500 Mustang, same thing. That's a car, and it has like a 16 mile per gallon, whatever average it is. So it has a gas guzzler tax. But what doesn't make any sense is once you go to the SUV vehicles, they don't have a gas guzzler tax because those vehicles are in a different category. So cars are in different categories. So it's just smoke and mirrors. It's just beyond believable how we operate as humans and how people make decisions. And I've had so many conversations of that. But here's the point. For the gasoline car right now, the high performance models, they pay a gas guzzler tax. And what the irony to that is, so to me, is most people buy these high performance cars, they'll never drive them that many miles. I mean, yes, there's definitely a select few that will drive them into the ground. Yes, but for the most part, they will never be the 15,000 mile per year vehicle. I would just throw that number out there as the average vehicle. So first thing is, for the fairness of the gas guy to the electric guy, because you can buy an electric vehicle now that has 600, 700, 800, 900,000 horsepower. So the gas guy is paying the gas guzzler tax. Well, where's all that money going, right? And then, if you look at the automotive manufacturers, the number one thing that's driving the green agenda to these manufacturers, I mean, there's many things I've talked about in my conversations, but one big thing is the governing bodies have created huge penalties to these manufacturers if they don't meet this net zero carbon footprint. And if they don't have what I just talked about, the proper average fuel mileage for the fleet of vehicles. So what the manufacturers have been doing is they've been paying Elon Musk, which is just beyond believable. Elon Musk, the master of taking people's money. He's a magician. So Elon Musk, for now 10 years plus, has been collecting billions of dollars from the likes of Ford and General Motors and Dodge, and the list goes on and on and on of manufacturers throughout the world that have to pay for Elon Musk's carbon footprint tax credits. Yes, it's huge. Musk wouldn't be in business if it wasn't just for that. Just do your research and see how much money Tesla was granted from the government. Because here's your option. You either pay Elon Musk, Tesla, the tax credits for his company's fleet of vehicles that don't produce so-called a carbon footprint. Are you kidding me? Well, it's a known fact that, how much carbon footprint does it take to make an electric vehicle? I mean, once again, it's like, oh, that's fairness, right? Oh, this is all fair, right? So here's the options to manufacture: pay the government a huge fine, or give Elon Musk the money to do what? Well, supposedly give him money to keep on enriching himself and making the affordable Tesla car. Yeah, I just haven't really seen that car per se. All right. I think he's got a Tesla 3, and it's $47,000 or something like that. I'm not a Tesla guy, so I don't really follow the Tesla product. But anyways, fairness. Is that really fair? So the Ice Age is right now getting hammered by the green agenda and the EV age. And that's what people don't realize on the surface, is what's going on behind the scenes is all these guidelines that these automotive manufacturers have to comply with in order to be able to stay in business. So to me, is that really fair? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound very fair to me that I'm paying for Elon Musk's wealth. Right. Yeah. Okay. So, it can go deeper than that. I get all that. I'm not that idiotic, or am I? Okay, but let's go to the next thing. I have worked in the gasoline industry my whole life. Okay, so I'm very abreast to the motor fuel industry, and this is just what's so crazy. I mean, to me, it's comical, because you have the governing bodies of the country, basically trashing the Ice Age, and it's all about the EV age. But the Ice Age is the number one contributor of motor fuel taxes for this country and for the world. So, okay, motor fuel taxes. Well, what I mean by that is, when you buy a gallon of gasoline, they usually have, they do. They have a state tax, a federal tax, and now, years ago, then they created, like for the suburban metro areas, a metro tax. And then they even put another tax and a tax and a tax. So to make it really simple, I'll just keep it simple. Let's just say that the state tax on a gallon of gas is 25 cents a gallon. And let's just say the federal tax is 25 cents a gallon. So it's 50 cents on the gallon of gasoline that you buy at the gas station that the gas stations have to collect. They just pay the monies up front. They don't, that's very dangerous. Yeah, there's years ago it didn't work that way, but no. That's just paid right out of the gate when they buy fuel. So the state and the Fed are collecting gas taxes on fuel, 50 cents a gallon. Well, 100 years ago, gas wasn't even that much a gallon. And the road taxes, the state taxes and federal taxes have gone up, but nothing radical. But the reason California's fuel is so expensive, it's huge state taxes on motor fuels. So for me, being a very knowledgeable person of the industry, I'll give you an example of a local Costco up here next to me. That gas station sells 1.5 million, about 1.5 million gallons of fuel a month. All right, so if you take 1.5 million gallons, I mean, it's just simple math. What that, and you basically have 50 cents, you have like $750,000 of monies, okay? $750,000 of monies in 1 month. 1 month. That you basically have 300, and what is that? $375,000 each, I guess. I'm just going off the tip of my tongue. I run a calculator. So just one gas station for road taxes. So then you say, well, yeah, but what's the tax for? Well, supposedly the taxes are federal taxes for federal highway systems. And the state taxes are supposedly for the state's own road taxes, and supposedly for the public schools. So I just said one gas station. Now, if next time you drive down the street in your neighborhood, the real numbers are for like an average gas station, to be very conservative, would be, say, 150 to 200,000 gallons a month. But we'll just say 200,000 gallons, just to keep the numbers simple. So there's $100,000 a month that your local gas station collects in road taxes and state and federal taxes. And, okay, so the fairness, right? What's fair? What does an electric vehicle pay to drive down the road? Nothing. It doesn't pay anything. So you have to say to yourself, as time progresses, and if the dream really comes true for the EV people to drive their EV vehicles and the gas ICE guys disappear, where's all the tax money to keep the infrastructure of our roads and our schools and and the list goes on and on and on? Okay, well, yeah, it's a no-brainer. We know this. Yeah, well, electric vehicle person is going to have to replace the lost revenues. So, the electric vehicle person thinking that he's going to escape, the charge in his car, his house for 8 cents a kilowatt or 11 cents a kilowatt or whatever the number is. Yeah, that eventually that's going to change. You're just going to be paying where it's all going. You're going to pay to, you're going to be like truckers do. They have to pay by the mile to drive down the road. Yeah. Does anybody understand that language? Probably not. So yeah, you'll just be paying by the mile as time evolves to drive down the road because the gas motor fuel taxes will disappear, or you'll just pay a huge plug-in charging fee. And that's not going to be radical. I mean, for a person going to spend $100 to drive their car down the road, I don't see that happening for one day. Over a month, yeah, for sure. A few $100s, probably, like toll roads. Look at the toll roads. The infrastructure is already being built and is already there to accommodate that. And the list goes on and on and on. Technology. So yeah, so is that fair? How is that fair? Is that a fairness? So I think to myself, more than ever, our society, there's so many things that are in front of us where people are kind of want to change, but there's another part of the society that's looking at it like, no, that just isn't fair. So let's go from the cars. Let's talk about governing bodies. Let's talk about how we've witnessed that people didn't think that the LEO, the law enforcement officials, treated people fairly. So a lot of people felt that, hey, I don't think they treat people the same. That's an ongoing, argument in today's society in our country. So one way to make it more fair is get rid of them. Yeah. So if you think this through, fairness. So the underlying message was, years ago, defund the police because a portion of society felt like they're not fair people. So to resolve that, in their eyes, fairness was just to get rid of them. Yeah, we all kind of see how that's playing out, right? So for me, I think that more than ever in today's society, the underlying message really is fairness. Look at the college student debt. We hear this, and it's just beyond believable to me that this is a main conversation on an ongoing daily basis in our governing bodies. That, a select few, or maybe all of them, college students feel like they weren't treated fairly. I mean, that's what the real message is. They're all saying that, hey, wait a second, I paid all this money to go to college. That wasn't fair, so I don't want to pay all that debt back. Yeah, there's fairness. Were you treated fairly? Yeah, so there's another just, underlying feeling by individuals that, what makes things fair. In today's social media machine, I think today more than ever, that's a subliminal message that you're constantly now being heard more than ever in our lifetime as people are getting revved up and getting upset, getting mad, and the differences of us are dividing because of what is fair. Okay, let's go back to the cars. The cars you buy, like when I buy these electric vehicles, I get a $7,500 tax credit. Yeah, is that fair? What's that all about? Well, it's an incentive to get people to buy electric vehicles. But at the same time, buying an electric vehicle, I'm not contributing to the road motor fuels anymore. I mean, does this make any sense? Is that really fair? Right. So anyways, not a real long video today. I just really want to kind of just throw ideas out there of what I got to think myself about electric vehicles and gas vehicles, and how's that fair? And to me, what even cracks me up more is when you go buy an electric, or you go buy a gas car, you have that gas guzzler tax right there on that window sticker telling me, oh boy, if you want this car, you're going to pay dearly gas tax. Well, what I'm amazed about electric vehicles is there's nothing on that window sticker, that manufacturer's window sticker, letting a person know that when you buy this car, you should probably check your local power supply company, or you should probably look into where you're powering your car to recharge it, because for my power plant, it's a coal-driven power plant. Yeah, when when I plug my electric vehicles in, it's all coal energy that's running electricity for my property and for my cars to be recharged. So for the person that's just green beyond green, you get a treadmill out and start walking a treadmill to create kilowatts to recharge your car. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's possible. You get the hamster wheel out, right? I mean, you think about it. You just bought your electric vehicle, but you're still using the Ice Age technology, fossil fuels, to recharge your car. And there's a whole thing that's now shooting all over the internet about how people are buying electric cars that live in apartments and condos. Their challenge, they're finding out, is that it's challenging to recharge your car. Its apartment complex doesn't have 50 charging stations, or the local gas station up the street has 1 or 2 charging stations and not 50 for the other 50 people like you that this morning want to go charge their car up. So that's a whole nother. So do they feel fair? Do you think these people now are buying electric vehicles that are finding out it isn't really what they thought it was? Do they feel like they were treated fairly? Yeah, it's infinite. It's infinite. But my message this morning is, I think more than ever, everything's going on around us and is creating the divisions. It's the fairness that that we all look at fairness a different way, which I just kind of explained. For the EV vehicle, they think that I'm the person that's going to help save the planet, and I'm the person that spent a little extra money for an electric vehicle. So that's fair. I get the tax credit. Yeah. Why do I have to pay motor fuel taxes when there's no motor fuels in the vehicle? Yeah, so that's fair. I mean, so you can hear both sides of conversations. So anyways, just a real brief, I got a busy, I'm just slammed beyond slammed doing work, and I got to go to work, got to do things. But I just thought this morning, I woke up, taxes. And I just thought to myself, what's fair? I mean, even to the point where I live, you pay personal property tax on a car. The next state over, they don't have personal property tax. But then the next state over, they have higher real estate taxes. I mean, so it's just what's fair. What's fair in one state versus another state. And, something I want to add to this just for these people, just for my subscribers that watch me, and I talk about this to my friends, is make sure you know the laws of your state. What's fair and not fair. In the state of Virginia, when you're married, your spouse has protection. Yes, you have spousal protection. And what does that mean? Well, what it means is if you ever go through dire straits of hard economic times and your wife isn't, or your husband isn't any part of it you got yourself into, ask me how I know, the spouse is protected from the financial obligations. Meaning, like me, I started a business back in 2006, 7, 8. It all went south, went sour. My wife had nothing to do with that. She was not a principal owner. She wasn't a partner. She had nothing to do with it. So at the end of the day, my fiasco was all on me, not her. So in Maryland, right next door to me, you're one. When you marry somebody, you're one. So if your husband or wife goes off and does crazy things financially, it could even be drug dealings. Who knows? You're looked as one. So the both are involved in the whole fiasco. Wow. Yeah, who knew that? Yeah, so just once again, what's fair? In one state, one thing's fairness is you don't abuse both of the people involved, both of married couples, meaning they separate you from the problems. And Maryland, they think it's fair that you're part of all the problems. Yeah, right. Anyways, talk all day about the fairness, right? Which I don't want to do that. I got to move on, and hopefully people are enjoying my content in my conversations and give you ideas and views. And there's a lot more things I could go on and on about, but I just don't have time. You don't have time either. It's time just to call it another Wednesday morning conversation of fairness and what is up next, right? The Toyota deal, I don't think that's ever going to go down. The guy my key guy, he hasn't even called me, and I'm not even calling him. Yeah, I mean, I'm just, it's good. I'm really just so overwhelmed with work that I don't have time for that. So anyways, thanks for watching my channel. And I don't say it much, but hit subscribe. And I hope everybody has a safe and blessed day. And what about happiness? Let's talk about that next time, right? Where's the happiness? Are you happy or are you unhappy? Hey, everybody, have a great day. And God bless.